प्यारे बच्चों, आपका प्लस टू क्लास में स्वागत है। आपके केमिस्ट्री सब्जेक्ट में जो 14th यूनिट है बायोमॉलिक्यूल्स, उसमें जो आज हम टॉपिक्स डिस्कस करने जा रहे हैं वो है नंबर 1 प्रोटीन्स, देयर चीफ सोर्सेज, अक्यूरेंस, इंपॉर्टेंस एटसेट्रा। नंबर 2 अल्फा अमीनो एसिड्स, classification of alpha amino acids, physical properties and their structural formulae. Number 3 peptides, their classification, writing and naming and nature of peptide bond. The second most important biomolecules are proteins. Proteins are the most abundant biomolecules of the living system. Chief sources of proteins are milk, cheese, pulses, fish, meat, etc. They occur in every part of body and form the fundamental basis of structure and functions of life. They are also required for the growth and maintenance of body. Chemically, proteins are condensation polymers, which are actually called polyamides, in which the monomeric units are the alpha amino acids. All proteins contain the elements carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, and sulfur. Some of these may also contain phosphorus, iodine, and traces of metals such as iron, copper, zinc, and manganese. All proteins on partial hydrolysis give peptides of varying molecular masses, which upon complete hydrolysis give alpha amino acids. Thus, the basic monomeric units of proteins are alpha amino acids. The basic monomeric units of proteins are alpha amino acids. Alpha amino acids contain amino, that is NH2, and carboxyl, that is COOH, as functional groups. Depending upon the relative position of the amino with respect to carboxylic acid group, the amino acids are classified as alpha, beta, gamma, delta amino acids. Thus, alpha amino acids are the building blocks of proteins. In the structural formula of alpha amino acid, the principal functional group is carboxylic acid group. The carbon atom which is bonded with the carboxylic acid group is called alpha carbon atom. So, in the molecule of alpha amino acid, the alpha carbon atom is sp3 hybridized, which is bonded tetrahedrally with the carboxylic acid group, amino group, hydrogen atom, and side chain R. 26 different alpha amino acids have been isolated by the hydrolysis of various proteins. Out of these, 20 alpha amino acids occur in almost all the proteins, while the remaining 6 are found in special tissues of the body. These alpha amino acids differ from one another in the nature of the side chain groups R. Therefore, the properties of the side chains of alpha amino acids determine the properties of proteins they constitute. Nomenclature of alpha amino acids. Alpha amino acids can be named by the IUPAC system. They are generally known by their common names. For example, NH2, CH2, COOH is better known as glycine rather than alpha amino acetic acid or 2-amino ethanoic acid. These trivial names are derived either from name of the source or the name of some characteristic property of that alpha amino acid. For example, glycine is so named since it has sweet taste, and tyrosine was first obtained from cheese. Further, for sake of simplicity, each alpha amino acid has been given a standard abbreviation or a code, which usually consists of first 3 letters, in which the first letter is capital and the other 2 letters are small, of the common name. For example, glycine is abbreviated as GLY and alanine is abbreviated as ALA. Sometimes one letter codes or symbols are also used. Let us discuss the classification of alpha amino acids. Alpha amino acids are classified as acidic, basic or neutral, depending upon the relative number of amino, that is NH2, and carboxylic acid, that is COOH groups in their molecule. Equal number of amino and carboxylic acid groups makes it neutral. More number of amino than carboxylic acid groups makes it basic, and more carboxylic acid groups as compared to amino groups makes it acidic. The alpha amino acids which can be synthesized in the body are known as non-essential alpha amino acids. On the other hand, those which cannot be synthesized in the body and must be obtained through diet are known as essential alpha amino acids. Let us discuss the structure of natural alpha amino acids. All naturally occurring alpha amino acids have a common structural formula in which there are two functional groups. Number one functional group is a carboxylic acid group, that is COOH group, and the other functional group is a amino group, that is NH2 group. The carboxylic acid group, that is COOH group, is the principal functional group of the molecule of alpha amino acid. The carbon atom which is bonded with the carbon atom of carboxylic acid group is called alpha carbon atom, which is sp3 hybridized. The other functional group, amino group, which is bonded with the alpha carbon atom, is oriented towards the left hand side. That is why the configuration of the naturally occurring alpha amino acid is L. The hydrogen atom which is bonded with the alpha carbon atom is oriented towards the right hand side. And the fourth group, which is called side chain group, is also bonded with the alpha carbon atom. These alpha amino acids differ from one another in the nature of the side chain group R. Let us discuss the classification of natural alpha amino acids. So, alpha amino acids are classified as acidic, basic or neutral depending upon the relative number of amino and carboxylic acid groups in their molecule. So, for example, the first class of all naturally occurring alpha amino acids is neutral alpha amino acids. So in this case, equal number of amino and carboxylic acid groups makes it neutral. For example, glycine. So it is the common name of neutral alpha amino acid. Now each alpha amino acid has been given a standard abbreviation in the form of 3-letter symbol or 1-letter code. So the 3-letter symbol of glycine is GLY, 1-letter code of glycine is capital G. So side chain group of glycine is hydrogen atom H. The isoelectric point of glycine is 6.1. Now to write the structural formula of glycine, put the hydrogen atom as the side chain group in place of side chain group R in the general structural formula of L-alpha amino acid. In this way, we get the structural formula of glycine. Next example of neutral alpha amino acid is alanine. So alanine is the common name and its 3-letter symbol is ALA, 1-letter code is capital A, and the side chain group of alanine is methyl group, that is CH3 group. The isoelectric point of alanine is 6.1. To write the structural formula of alanine, put the methyl group, that is CH3 group, in place of the side chain group R in the general structural formula of L-alpha amino acid. So in this way we get the structural formula of alanine. Next example of neutral alpha amino acid is valine. So valine is the common name of neutral alpha amino acid. 3-letter symbol of valine is VL. 1-letter code of valine is capital V. The side chain group of valine is isopropyl group, and the isoelectric point of valine is 6.0. Now to write the structural formula of valine, put the isopropyl group in place of the side chain group R in the general structural formula of L-alpha amino acid. So in this way we get the structural formula of valine. Further, glycine and alanine, these are the alpha amino acids which are regarded as non-essential alpha amino acids because these can be synthesized in our body, whereas valine is regarded as an essential alpha amino acid because it cannot be synthesized in our body. Next class of naturally occurring alpha amino acids is acetic alpha amino acids. In case of acetic alpha amino acids, more number of carboxylic acid groups as compared to amino groups makes it acetic in nature. For example, aspartic acid. The three-letter symbol of aspartic acid is ASP. One-letter code of aspartic acid is capital D. Side chain group of aspartic acid is carboxymethyl group. The isoelectric point of aspartic acid is 3.0. To write the structural formula of aspartic acid, put the carboxymethyl group in place of the side chain group R in general structural formula of L-alpha amino acid. In this way, we get the structural formula of aspartic acid. Next example is asparagine. The three-letter symbol is ASN and one-letter code is capital N. The side chain group of the asparagine is carbamoyl methyl group. The isoelectric point of asparagine is 5.4. So to write the structural formula of asparagine, put the carbamoyl methyl group in place of the side chain group R in general structural formula of L-alpha amino acid. So in this way we get the structural formula of asparagine. Next example of acetic alpha amino acid is glutamic acid. Three-letter symbol of glutamic acid is GLU. One-letter code of glutamic acid is capital E. The side chain group of glutamic acid is carboxyethyl group. The isoelectric point of glutamic acid is 3.2. To write the structural formula of glutamic acid, put the carboxyethyl group in place of the side chain group R in general structural formula of L-alpha amino acid. In this way we get the structural formula of glutamic acid. Now next class of the naturally occurring alpha amino acids is basic alpha amino acids. In this case, more number of amino groups than the carboxylic acid groups makes it basic in nature. For example, lysine. So in case of lysine, three-letter symbol of the lysine is LYS. One-letter code of lysine is capital K. The side chain group of lysine is aminobutyl group. The isoelectric point of lysine is 9.7. To write the structural formula of lysine, put the aminobutyl group in place of side chain group R in general structural formula of L-alpha amino acid. In this way, we get the structural formula of lysine. Further, aspartic acid, asparagine and glutamic acid, these are regarded as non-essential alpha amino acids because these can be synthesized in the body, whereas lysine is regarded as an essential alpha amino acid because it cannot be synthesized in the body. The next example of basic alpha amino acid is histidine. 3-letter symbol of histidine is HIS. 1-letter code of histidine is capital H. The side chain group of the histidine contains an imidazole ring which is bonded to the carbon atom of the methylene group, that is CH2 group. The isoelectric point of histidine is 7.6. To write the structural formula of histidine, put the imidazole ring containing side chain group of histidine in place of side chain group R in journal structural formula of L-alpha amino acid. In this way, we get the structural formula of histidine. Further, histidine is an essential alpha amino acid because it cannot be synthesized in our body. Next is physical properties of alpha amino acids. Alpha amino acids are usually colorless crystalline solids. These are water soluble, high melting solids and behave like salts rather than simple amines or carboxylic acids. Salt-like behavior of alpha amino acids is due to the presence of both ester carboxylic acid and basic amino groups in the same molecule. In aqueous solution, the carboxylic acid group can lose a proton and amino group can accept a proton, giving rise to a bipolar ion known as deuterion. This is neutral but contains both positive and negative charges. In deuter ionic form, alpha amino acids show amphoteric behavior as they react both with acids and bases. Next topic is isoelectric point. The pH at which there is no net migration of the amino acid under the influence of an applied electric field is called isoelectric point. To understand the isoelectric point, consider alpha amino acid in acidic medium where the concentration of protons is very high. So in the presence of protons, the amino group of the alpha amino acid molecules accept protons and get converted into cation, which migrate towards the cathode under the influence of electric field. Similarly, in basic medium, where the concentration of hydroxyl anions is very high, the carboxylic acid group of the alpha amino acid lose the protons which combine with the hydroxyl anions to neutralize it into water molecules and get converted into anions which migrate towards the anode under the influence of the electric field. So now, in acidic medium, the alpha amino acid exists as cation 1, and in basic medium, the alpha amino acid exists as anion 3. Now, in acidic medium, as the alpha amino acid exists as cation 1, if we increase the pH value of the acidic solution of alpha amino acid by adding the alkaline solution, then carboxylic acid group of each cation loses the proton to neutralize the hydroxyl anions and gets converted into deuter ion, which is a dipolar ion. Similarly, as you know, in basic medium, alpha amino acid exists as anion. So by lowering the pH value of this solution by adding the acid, the amino group of this anion accepts the proton and gets converted into a dipolar ion, which is called a deuterion. However, at some intermediate value of pH, the concentration of the cationic form and anionic form of alpha amino acids will become equal, and consequently the alpha amino acid will exist primarily as a neutral dipolar ion. At this pH, there would be no net migration of the amino acid in an electric field. So this pH at which there is no net migration of the amino acid under the influence of an applied electric field is called isoelectric point. Each alpha amino acid has a characteristic isoelectric point. For neutral alpha amino acids, isoelectric point is slightly less than pH value is equal to 7. For acidic alpha amino acids, it lies between pH value that is 3.0 to 5.4, and for basic alpha amino acids, it lies between pH value that is 7.6 to 10.8. At isoelectric point, an alpha amino acid has the least solubility in water, and hence this property has been used in the separation of different alpha amino acids obtained from the hydrolysis of proteins. The alpha carbon of all alpha amino acids except glycine is chiral, asymmetric, and hence alpha amino acid can exist in two stereoisomeric forms, that is D and L. However, all the naturally occurring alpha amino acids belong to the L series. As you know, we consider the simplest monosaccharide aldol-triose, that is glyceraldehyde, as the standard molecule for determination of the configuration of any organic compound. In this molecule, the carbon atom at position 2, that is alpha carbon atom, is chiral or asymmetric. If the hydroxyl group which is bonded to the alpha carbon atom is oriented towards the right hand side, then the configuration of the glyceraldehyde is D. If the hydroxyl group which is bonded to the chiral carbon atom or alpha carbon atom is oriented towards the left hand side, then the configuration of glyceraldehyde is L. Similarly, in case of alpha amino acid, the alpha carbon atom is also a chiral or asymmetric. The amino group which is bonded to the alpha carbon atom, if it is oriented towards the right hand side, then the configuration of alpha amino acid is D. On the other hand, the amino group which is bonded to alpha carbon atom is oriented towards the left hand side, then the configuration of alpha amino acid is L. So all the naturally occurring alpha amino acid have the configuration L. So in other words, we can say proteins exclusively consists of L alpha amino acids. In contrast, all the sugars belong to D series. The next topic is structure of proteins. Proteins are the polymers of alpha amino acids and they are connected to each other by peptide bond or peptide linkage. Chemically, peptide linkage is an amide formed between carboxylic acid group and the amino group. The reaction between two molecules of similar or different alpha amino acids proceeds through the combination of the amino group of one molecule with the carboxyl acid group of the other. This results in the elimination of water molecule and formation of a peptide bond or amide bond. Thus, the product of the reaction is called a dipeptide because it is made up of two alpha amino acids. For example, when carboxyl group of glycine combines with the amino group of alanine, we get a dipeptide glycyl alanine. As we know, all the naturally occurring alpha amino acids belong to the L series. So we must write each L alpha amino acid in such a way so that the amino group of each L alpha amino acid must be oriented towards the left hand side and the carboxylic acid group of each L alpha amino acid must be oriented towards the right hand side. Now, peptides are amides formed by the condensation of carboxylic acid group of one alpha amino acid with the amino group of another molecule of the same or different alpha amino acid with the elimination of a molecule of water. So they are classified as di, tri, tetra, pentapeptide, etc. according as 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. molecules of the same or different amino acids combined together. For example, let us combine the two different alpha amino acids which belong to L series. For example, let us take the alpha amino acid glycine. So it must be written in such a way so that the amino group of this glycine must lie towards the left hand side and carboxylic acid group must lie towards the right hand side. Similarly, the another alpha amino acid of L series is alanine. So alanine must be right in the same manner, that is amino group must lie towards the left hand side and carboxylic acid group must lie towards the right hand side. Now, the carboxylic acid group of glycine alpha amino acid combines with the amino group of alanine alpha amino acid, and due to condensation, that is due to loss of water molecule, it form a peptide bond which is called peptide linkage, and in this way we get a dipeptide, means the peptide which is formed by the two alpha amino acids, that is called dipeptide, which are linked through a peptide bond or peptide linkage. अब मान लो अगर पेप्टाइड जो है दैट इज फॉर्म्ड ड्यू टू कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ टू सेम और डिफरेंट अल्फा अमीनो एसिड से मिलकर बना तो उसे बोलेंगे डाइपेप्टाइड. अगर थ्री डिफरेंट और सेम अल्फा अमीनो एसिड से के कॉम्बिनेशन से आपका पेप्टाइड बना है तो उसे बोलेंगे ट्राइपेप्टाइड. नेक्स्ट एग्जांपल है राइटिंग एंड नेमिंग ऑफ ए ट्राइपेप्टाइड. तो ट्राइपेप्टाइड जो है दैट इज द पॉलीमर ऑफ थ्री अल्फा अमीनो एसिड्स, सो विच आर अरेंज्ड इन ए स्पेसिफिक सीक्वेंस. तो इनका एक स्पेसिफिक सीक्वेंस है जिसमें तीन अल्फा अमीनो एसिड जो हैं वो एक स्पेसिफिक सीक्वेंस में एक स्ट्रेट चेन में अरेंज है. तो अब इस ट्राइपेप्टाइड में जैसे कि आपको जानते हैं कि ऑल द नेचुरली अकरिंग अल्फा अमीनो एसिड्स बिलोंग टू एल सीरीज. तो ये जो आपके थ्री अल्फा अमीनो एसिड्स हैं ये इस तरह से आपने सीक्वेंस में लिखने हैं कि इनके जो अमीनो ग्रुप हैं वो लेफ्ट हैंड साइड को ओरिएंटेड होने चाहिए और जो हर एक अल्फा अमीनो एसिड का कार्बोक्सिलिक एसिड ग्रुप है वो राइट हैंड साइड को ओरिएंटेड होना चाहिए. मान लो आपका फर्स्ट जो अल्फा अमीनो एसिड है वो है एलेनिन, तो इसका अमीनो ग्रुप लेफ्ट हैंड साइड को है, कार्बोक्सिल ग्रुप राइट हैंड साइड को है. सिमिलरली दूसरा है आपका ग्लाइसिन अल्फा अमीनो एसिड यूनिट, इसका भी अमीनो ग्रुप लेफ्ट हैंड साइड को, कार्बोक्सिलिक एसिड ग्रुप राइट हैंड साइड को. तीसरा अल्फा अमीनो एसिड है आपका फिनाइल एलेनिन, इसका भी अमीनो ग्रुप लेफ्ट हैंड साइड को और कार्बोक्सिलिक एसिड ग्रुप राइट हैंड साइड को. अब इसमें क्या होगा कि जो आपका फर्स्ट अल्फा अमीनो एसिड है एलेनिन, इसका कार्बोक्सिलिक एसिड ग्रुप कंबाइंस विद द अमीनो ग्रुप ऑफ सेकंड अल्फा अमीनो एसिड ग्लाइसिन, और इस तरह से इन दोनों के बीच में एक पेप्टाइड बॉन्ड बन जाता है. इस तरह से जो ग्लाइसिन का कार्बोक्सिलिक एसिड ग्रुप है दैट कंबाइंस विद द अमीनो ग्रुप ऑफ थर्ड अल्फा अमीनो एसिड दैट इज फिनाइल एलेनिन, और यहाँ पर भी एक पेप्टाइड बॉन्ड बन जाता है. अब इस सीक्वेंस में आप देखते हैं कि जो एक्सट्रीम लेफ्ट हैंड साइड को है यानी कि जो फर्स्ट अल्फा अमीनो एसिड है उसका अमीनो ग्रुप जो है वो फ्री है, दैट इज वाई इट इज कॉल्ड एन टर्मिनल अल्फा अमीनो एसिड रेजिड्यू. और जो एक्सट्रीम राइट हैंड साइड को है यानी कि जो आपका लास्ट अल्फा अमीनो एसिड है जिसका कार्बोक्सिलिक एसिड ग्रुप फ्री है, इसे बोलेंगे हम सी टर्मिनल अल्फा अमीनो एसिड रेजिड्यू. In this way, we get the structure of a tripeptide. Now, for naming of a tripeptide, same rules are followed as in case of naming of oligopeptides or polypeptides or proteins. The naming must be done in the same sequence in which the alpha amino acids are arranged in a polypeptide chain. Start the naming of the polypeptide chain from the extreme left hand side, that is from N-terminal alpha amino acid residue. While writing the name, the suffix in the name of each alpha amino acid is replaced by "-il" for all the constituent alpha amino acids except the C-terminal residue of alpha amino acid. So in this way we get the name of the tripeptide as alanyl, glycyl, phenylalanine. And in terms of three-letter abbreviations, the name of the above tripeptide is ALA-GLY-PHE. And in terms of one-letter codes, the name of the above tripeptide is capital A-capital G-capital F. Whereas the dash between any two abbreviations in three-letter symbols or one-letter codes represents the peptide bond or peptide linkage between any two alpha amino acid units in the polypeptide chain. Now let us discuss the nature of peptide bond. तो जैसा कि आप जानते हैं पेप्टाइड बॉन्ड में जो कार्बन एटम होता है दैट इज sp2 हाइब्रिडाइज्ड और जो नाइट्रोजन एटम होता है दैट इज sp3 हाइब्रिडाइज्ड। कार्बन और नाइट्रोजन एटम के बीच में सिंगल सिग्मा बॉन्ड होता है, जबकि नाइट्रोजन और हाइड्रोजन एटम के बीच में भी सिंगल सिग्मा बॉन्ड है, और जो कार्बन और ऑक्सीजन एटम्स हैं उनके बीच में डबल बॉन्ड है, यानी कि एक सिग्मा बॉन्ड है और एक पाई बॉन्ड है। नाउ ड्यू टू रेजोनेंस इफेक्ट और वी कैन से ड्यू टू लोन पेयर पाई बॉन्ड कॉन्जुगेशन इफेक्ट की वजह से क्या होता है कि जैसे आप जानते हैं ऑक्सीजन इज मोर इलेक्ट्रोनेगेटिव देन कार्बन एटम, तो ऑक्सीजन क्या कर लेती है कि जो शेयर्ड पेयर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन्स ऑफ पाई बॉन्ड है उनको अपनी ओर विड्रॉ कर लेती है। इस वजह से कार्बन पर पॉजिटिव चार्ज डेवलप हो जाता है और ऑक्सीजन पर नेगेटिव चार्ज डेवलप हो जाता है। अब जैसे कि आपको पता है कि जो नाइट्रोजन एटम है पेप्टाइड बॉन्ड का दैट कंटेन्स फुल्ली फिल्ड ऑर्बिटल कंटेनिंग लोन पेयर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन्स। अब ये जो लोन पेयर कंटेनिंग फुल्ली फिल्ड जो ऑर्बिटल है नाइट्रोजन एटम का, वो क्या करता है कि वो एम्प्टी ऑर्बिटल ऑफ कार्बन एटम के साथ साइड वाइज ओवरलैपिंग करके पाई बॉन्ड बनाता है, और कार्बन और नाइट्रोजन एटम्स के बीच में जो सिंगल बॉन्ड है वो डबल बॉन्ड करेक्टर एक्वायर कर लेता है। सो देयर इज डबल बॉन्ड करेक्टर बिटवीन कार्बन एंड नाइट्रोजन एटम। अब जब डबल बॉन्ड करेक्टर एक्वायर्ड हो जाता है ड्यू टू रेजोनेंस इफेक्ट, तो फ्री रोटेशन अराउंड द डबल बॉन्ड इज रेस्ट्रिक्टेड और हाइंडर्ड। इस वजह से there are two stereoisomers of the peptide bond, one is trans and the other is cis। यानी कि जो ट्रांस आइसोमर है पेप्टाइड बॉन्ड का दैट इज मोर स्टेबल बिकॉज देयर इज नो स्टेरिक हाइंड्रेंस, जबकि जो आपका सिस आइसोमर है पेप्टाइड बॉन्ड का देयर इज स्टेरिक हाइंड्रेंस एंड ड्यू टू दिस स्टेरिक हाइंड्रेंस इट इज लेस स्टेबल। क्योंकि अब सिस आइसोमर में जो आपके बॉन्ड पेयर्स ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन्स हैं दे लाई टुवर्ड्स द वन साइड ऑफ द डबल बॉन्ड, जबकि जो आपके ट्रांस जो आइसोमर है आपका पेप्टाइड बॉन्ड का उसमें जो बॉन्ड पेयर्स ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन्स हैं दे लाई अपोजिट साइड्स ऑफ द डबल बॉन्ड। नाउ द रेजोनेंस हाइब्रिड स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ द पेप्टाइड बॉन्ड जो है दैट इज द actual structure of peptide bond which is the most stable and it is in transposition, क्योंकि ट्रांसपोजिशन में ये मोस्ट स्टेबल होता है एंड देयर इज अ पार्शियल डबल बॉन्ड करेक्टर बिटवीन द कार्बन एंड नाइट्रोजन एटम्स। थैंक यू, धन्यवाद।